So, we have a sort of a program where we're going to do a live social media minute. We're now on Facebook Live here. Thank you for the lights. I'm going to try and sit here, and we're not going to take audience questions, as that would be too fast. But I'll have 4 quick guests for 1 minute, asking them 1 or 2 questions. First, Alex from the BBC. Come on up. Quickly.
I feel like I have to run. It's quick. We've only got a minute.
So, Alex, quick question for our audience. Hello, everyone on live. Hi.
Hello.
On video, how is video shaping? What is your recommendation in video? How is it shaping publishers? And what's the trend in video?
What's the trend in video in 1 minute?
Social video, yeah.
Wow.
No
okay.
pressure.
No pressure at all. Video, it's here to stay. I think it's a fantastically emotionally engaging medium. It brings you right into the heart of it. I think the guys earlier that were talking about VR and augmented reality, I'm really excited to see the kind of mass application of that. So we've done a few things with 360 video. I'd love to do more, get it into your Google Cardboards and really get it out to a mass audience that might not be able to shell out for a Galaxy Gear or Oculus.
What about a recommendation for how to produce video? Do you go cheap? Do you just put out an iPhone and do Facebook Live? Or
yeah, why not? Well, I mean, yeah, obviously you do that. You do the social media minute. So the way that we do it is have a really core team of multi-talented digital people. So the person who updates the metadata and puts the tags in on the YouTube channel on Doctor Who is also now the co-host of the Doctor Who The Fan Show.
Awesome.
The guys that shoot also edit. The guys that shoot also are developing new ideas. Sometimes, much to my team who are sitting over there's chagrin, we will like grab them and pull them out in front of a camera to give that authenticity and that human feel. So I think it's really about having a small, dedicated, passionate, multi-talented digital team.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Alex.
Wow.
Thank you for stopping by.
Bye.
Claire Hopgood, next up. And we can take questions from live, even if you guys are there. Are you there? Yeah, they're there. All good. Claire, same question on video, but from a brand's perspective.
So video is really important for us because we're bricks and mortar only. So we're trying to share the experience and get people really excited about coming to visit one of our destination outlet villages. So we're trialing lots of different things in terms of video content, but obviously lots of short form, and also trying to get user-generated content, particularly in the Asian markets.
How do you make sure your content is emotionally relevant to the user?
Well, what we're doing is using social media to measure our engagement, but it's really key because you can't tell what is going to be engaging to different people in different areas of the world or even parts of specific countries. So you really need to use the data to make it relevant because it is about the emotional pull. Particularly, at the end of the day, we're shopping centres, but we want, we're driving. We've got 3.5 million Facebook fans, so it's a tough challenge, but you have to make it emotional.
And how do you use influencers? Last kind of bit.
We use them on lots of different levels. So we use, people who are going to fashion weeks who are then covering events for us and things like that, right down to what we call, micro-influencers on Instagram. So on many different levels, because we're an outlet business, so designer outlets, we want to make products relevant. So actually getting them to talk about the trends and making it relevant and of value to the customer is really key.
And recommend something for the audience to, when they're producing video, what should they think of? What are the 2 things they should think of?
Think of the channel and think of the user. So where are you going to be placing the content? Make it right for that platform. And who's your end user? So really think about what they want and what's going to be of value.
Thank you very much. Round of applause. And next up, James. Okay. James from We Are Social. So, Jamie, we heard from Ryan Skinner from Forrester that the best agency is one that does strategy and insights. That's kind of a sweet spot. You have been doing that at We Are Social. I wonder, what is your secret sauce in building a new generation agency? Easy question.
Big question. First of all, I was
Answer
asked
in
to
a
do
minute,
this.
yeah?
Yeah, I was asked to do this about 10 minutes ago, so I'm massively unprepared. I guess the way I try to explain this when I talk to my friends and family about it is it's almost like dropping the word media from social media. So the way that we try to build insight and try to build ideas is all around what we call social thinking, so social insights and social ideas. So it doesn't matter if these things happen within social media platforms or social networks. What we're trying to understand and the ideas we're trying to create are ones that are inherently social, ones that will make people want to engage with or share or have an emotion with. So that's, I guess, our long-term approach as to when we're thinking about insight, what we're trying to think about.
And you guys, being kind of revolved around a lot of insights. How do you use data? And I'm not asking tools-wise, I'm asking from a process perspective. How do you use data in your process, in your creative thinking process, to achieve that?
So, I mean, from the research side, again, it's about not trying to be too focused on the technology. So we try to develop insights from social media tools. So it may be your Sysmoses, your Radians, your Crimsons, your Social Bakers, all these tools that enable us to understand how people behave online. But also turning to more traditional methodologies, might be qualitative focus groups, might be quantitative surveying, just to understand what is the social insight that we can use to drive this creative idea.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's Social Media Minute Live, Creative Live. Or more? Charlotte, one more. Let's go. Awesome. Give a round of applause to Charlotte. You don't have to run. It's okay. Hi.
Hello.
You weren't here for a long time on stage.
These are quite tall. This is why women don't do panels, I think. You have to sort of jump up onto chairs.
That's same question from a journalist perspective on video.
As a B2B publisher, it take a long time for video to make sense for us. Not a lot of people really, you don't have that sort of wide-scale audience. Therefore, you can't sort of look at the data and decide what's engaging or what's not compared to some of the sort of consumer stuff. But now we're finding that the video is huge for us. We've got an internal team that sort of creates video for us, and it's a mixture like the others. You could do something live, but then sometimes we're creating a documentary, for example, about YouTubers. Yep. Video is huge for us.
So what's your opinion about these YouTubers? Many people mention influencers throughout the day and using them, and we kind of started and we got to it throughout the day. People touched it several times. What is your thought? How brands use it today, and how is that going to evolve in the future?
I think brands are very much at the beginning of this, and I think there's a sort of funny thing about YouTubers where it's kind of like the same thing that's happened before. You've always had, and particularly for young people, you've always had, interesting other young people that speak to young people on their language, on sort of new platforms and things like that. But it's just come at such a scale that I think this is not brands off their feet. So they're struggling with it. They feel like they have to get into it really, really quickly, and some people I think have done it probably incorrectly. But
so what would you recommend to brands being, working with those YouTubers? How did you see that work and operate?
It's almost the same way that they should sort of treat journalists and things like that. People, they're creators. It's people that feel very close to their work and they're very sort of proud of how they work with it. So you shouldn't really come at it as sort of selling something. It's very much telling a story. It's fitting with that story that the YouTuber wants to tell first of all, and not your own story, and trying to fit around that.
Great insight. Thank you very much, Charlotte.
Very much.